Can you hear your mic?
All right. It says we're live. It says we're live. It says we're live. Okay. Al, you ready? Al, what are you doing? Okay, I'm recording here.
Al, get ready to ask your question, Al.
I've got that Rolling Stone song queued up.
Good.
So I'll get ready to ask you a magical question. Here we go, guys. Sorry for the technical issues, but sometimes technology is a demon and it just doesn't play nice.
We're experimenting today with some new graphics Tom created. So
Where's a picture on the? Oh, where's the bigger picture?
And the graphics look great.
There, you happy?
they
They
do.
look great.
Are the graphics on
Yeah, yeah.
Well done.
Here we go. Here
Well
we go. And Al, get ready. In 3, 2, 1.
Hey kids, what time is it?
It's PodBlast time!
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
PodBlast assemble.
Was it the third time's a charm or four? Was it the
It's
fourth
number
time?
fourth time.
Was it the fourth time?
I lost count.
See, we wouldn't have this trouble. We wouldn't have this trouble at Al's house, would we, Al?
Of course not.
We've got a great show
All
for
right,
you today.
so-
That's because that is a great little console, but it's finicky because it's computer generated.
Well, that's the first time it's ever done that.
You know,
I mean-
I have an old broadcast.
They've done analog.
console.
Yeah,
Yes.
they've done old analog, which is sturdy and right on the money every time. So anyway, we're here and we got Al's here.
Mhm.
Tom
Danny's
is here,
here.
Basil, and Chance is here, and we have
Danny is here.
Danny,
everybody.
yay.
And we've got to give a shout out. Danny brought us a nice catered lunch from Fully Loaded Pizza in
It
Athens,
sure
Georgia.
did.
Did.
2 pizza pies,
2.
a whole bunch of chicken wings.
Somebody's got. By the way, somebody's got their phone. Right?
With
I did.
mine, I
I
got
did.
it. I got it.
And the pizza was amazing because and the sausage was incredible.
Yes. Yeah.
Al, did you like that sausage and the pizza?
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had 3 pieces of it.
Fully loaded. It's
Slices.
sort of like your local pizzeria hangout, and
Yeah.
there's 2 locations in 5 Points and Watkinsville, and beyond like pizza and calzones
Yeah.
and other Italian stuff, we have all like your bar food, fully loaded nachos and wings, and a bunch of TVs to watch your sports
I'm
things
trying
on.
to share it. Go ahead.
Well, you know
Yeah,
what? You know the
we're
thing.
sharing.
You know the thing is, Al, because if it's free, he'll be there Monday. Oh, and he'll be there Tuesday. Oh, and he'll be there Wednesday. It's a long drive though, Al.
I
Well,
don't know. I love free food, but I might not drive that far for it.
Have we revealed the topic yet?
No, you go right ahead.
All right. It's all things overrated and underrated. And
Which
we're
in-
talking sex symbols, movies, TV shows, automobiles, sports teams, comedians,
Music.
bands,
Yeah.
you name it.
Why did you have
Technology.
to put sex symbols first? I thought we were talking movies.
Yeah, really.
Just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because he wanted to. Because he got sidetracked. That's what it is.
Is that what it
Speaking of bands,
So
speaking of bands, guys, let's go
Yeah.
around the room, around the table here. Tom, starting with you. What do you think? Who is an overrated and underrated musician?
yeah. Ooh, who's an overrated and underrated music? I've always thought that the Grateful Dead was always overrated like crazy.
I agree totally.
I mean, big time. And Widespread Panic, we can just put them with that category as well.
Fish.
Now,
Yeah.
when I was working at Turner, speaking of the Grateful Dead, when they used to come to the Armory, I mean, people would camp
yeah,
out down
yeah.
there a week
They
ahead
sure
of
would.
time
Yep.
with their tie-dye shirts and
Yep.
they'd bring their tents. It was just a big party. And so
Well, I've got a little.
It was a
segue.
hashish market, is what it was.
down at
It was a
CNN
big drug deal.
at CNN Center, but it was fun.
Well,
I mean, I enjoyed it.
I got a little like beef with like the followers of the Grateful Dead because they're all like yeah man, we're all like hippies and like buy my patchouli oil and my beads and my tie-dyed shirt. Meanwhile, the Grateful Dead, the members of the band are millionaires, and you haven't taken a shower.
Well, I
in a
never
week.
liked it.
So it's like I was like, dude, if you're like, yeah, man, like Jerry Garcia, man, we're like your kind of people. Like, no, he's going back to his mansion, and you're sleeping in the alleyway.
But he's going back to a coffin now because he's been dead
Well,
for quite a few years.
Yes, but
I went to a few Dead shows in
I never liked the music. But
in the
I like
90s
seeing the people.
because girls, because
Yeah.
girls wanted me to go, and I went and I played along. And the thing I did like was the intermission. They called it Space, and it was just a bunch of weird sounds. And anyway, I thought
Yeah.
that was cool to say
Yeah.
something positive about the Dead.
Okay, well that's fine. You say something positive is fine. Now there's a gentleman at work St. Louis, and he had. We see how we're starting with music, obviously.
Music, yes.
Yeah. Let's listen to what Lewis had to say.
Hey, this is Lewis. I've got a question for the audience. Who is the most overrated singer-songwriter of all time? And why is it Bruce Springsteen?
That's true.
Oh yeah, the boss.
Yeah, the boss.
Now, I like the E Street Band. Okay?
Yes.
I like the band, but I agree he couldn't sing too hot.
Who's the guitar player? Stevie Ray.
Now,
Now, Bruce Springsteen did do a song called "I'm on Fire."
He did.
It was a ballad. That's a good song. I like that.
I thought the lyrics sounded creepy. Where it's like, "Hey, little girl, is your
Yeah.
daddy home? Did you leave you
But
all alone?"
it's a good.
Well, he's
song.
like, "I got a bad desire." I'm like, "What are you talking about, dude?"
I'm surprised you
Little
remember
girl
that
is your-
song because
well-
it wasn't a big top 40.
You know
hit
the
on radio.
words.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because it creeped me out.
You
man.
got the CD.
No. now, here's something interesting. Bruce Springsteen. Manfred Mann did a cover tune, "Blinded by the Light,"
Huh.
Great
which most
song.
people don't even know. It's a
Wait,
Bruce Springsteen.
blinded by the light, woke up with
Yes,
the douche.
yes, that is actually.
Was it douche or deuce? It's deuce, but it sounded like douche.
Yeah, it's like Deuce, like the car,
Right.
A little Deuce coupe.
I know. Yeah.
But the Bruce Springsteen version is so bad that only people know is the Man for Man remake. And when I heard, I was like, Bruce Springsteen did this song? And I actually heard that version. It is so awful that I'm like, it made me appreciate more the reboot version because you're like, wow, you really took a song and made it into something really good.
Yeah.
You know what Manfred Mann's first big hit was? Manfred Mann's Earthman.
Yes.
Quentin Eskimo.
What? No. Do Why Diddy Diddy.
Oh, okay.
Great
Do
song.
Why Diddy Diddy. Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That was their first big hit.
There's one band I think is just right. Look, we're talking overrated, underrated, but there's one that I think is finally getting its just reward. And that would be Queen, thanks to the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody. Brian May is one of my favorite guitarists of all
Yes.
time, and he's finally getting the recognition he deserves. And I want to say quickly that I saw when they toured with Bad Company back in 2007. It was one of the best concerts I've ever seen. Niles Rodgers, the lead singer of Bad Company, was singing in Freddie Mercury's place.
The
And he could
Bad
never,
Company's a good band.
before Adam Lambert took over
Yeah.
as the replacement for Freddie.
Chance, when we're talking like overrated, underrated things, I'm going to say underrated is Brian May's guitar. Because here's an interesting story. In the bombed out wreckage of London, him and his dad, they went and they found this old bar that had been around for hundreds of years that had gotten bombed out by the Germans. And they took this like 500-year-old piece of mahogany from the bar and they built Brian May's guitar.
Yeah.
That's why no guitar sounds like it. If you go and you look at pictures of it, the whammy bar is actually a kickstand from a motorcycle. This is true.
I did know that.
This
That is
true.
cool, isn't it?
And they actually they hand wound the pickups, and so no guitar sounds like Brian May's, which is not to underscore his music ability, but just that guitar is like literally one of a kind.
And then Bixby came out. with
Underrated.
And the B-side songs are just as good as the hits in terms of Queen, in my opinion. But going around the room here, Danny, I think offline you mentioned someone who's very popular, has a very scratchy voice. Would you like to elaborate on who you think's overrated? Sorry.
I always felt that very overrated was Bob Dylan. I can appreciate the time that he came out where he's like, the times they are.
Yeah, but he's a songwriter. He
changing.
wasn't really a singer. He wrote.
He's
he
a
wrote
lyricist.
some great.
He's
yeah.
a lyricist. He's not a musician.
Yeah.
right.
And there's a subtle difference. And we're if you look at the catalog
Oh, yeah.
of Bob Dylan, yeah, I mean, Tangled Up in Blue is a great song. The whole Blood on the Tracks album.
his best song is
pretty good.
Positively 4th Street.
4th Street?
I don't even know
Positively
that.
4th Street.
Do we have
I've
a
never heard
clip
of
of
it.
that?
Never heard
No.
that?
I've never heard of it.
No,
That is a
no.
great song.
Okay, so there
I'm
we
gonna
go.
look
people.
that one up,
There we
Al.
go. Underrated,
Street.
underrated people.
Positive, but he's
Oh, no.
also a very good actor. He's we'll mention movies, but he's in one of my favorite movies. It's very underrated. Pat Garrett, Billy the Kid with Chris Christopherson.
But he's only been in one movie. What does that mean? That means nobody liked him as an actor.
No.
Okay.
He was
I'm
in
just
Pat
pointing it
Garrett,
out.
Billy the Kid, but he's been in other movies.
Now,
What?
yes,
Okay. All right.
I can't comment on this because I don't know the song that Al talked about.
Positively
I've
4th Street.
I've never
I
seen this
guarantee
movie.
you, if he can find a clip of it, just a clip, you'll recognize this song.
Okay, all right.
Here it is, street.
Yeah, I know.
In case you wonder why I keep saying it, because we keep getting
Flagged.
Now,
by
before we get off of
if we play any music.
because I know we have a whole lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
Somebody who I feel is underrated is the original guitar player for the rock band Kiss, Ace Frehley. Everybody knows, like, want to rock and roll all night. This guy has continued to make music, throughout the years. And so I think Tom has a little clip.
Yeah.
We have a cheat sheet here.
Yeah. Okay.
It's clip 5.
All right, here it comes. Here.
Clip 5, Ace Frehley.
That's good. But I don't dare play any more of it.
Yeah, no,
But
don't want us to get in trouble.
you guys talk about band. I just know the bands. I don't know the names of the people that play the instruments.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the music, but I don't. You're more into. I don't know who the guitar player was. I didn't know who that was.
Yeah.
Al, who was the drummer for the Beatles?
Well, Ringo, because
Okay,
Ringo,
well, so you do know musicians.
Well, the Beatles is the best band ever.
Well,
And what
definitely top 5.
Yeah.
The Beatles were inspired by Elvis, of course, but the
Hey,
Beatles.
Al, what instrument did Elvis play?
Elvis played everything.
Really?
well, he played guitar.
He played
mostly.
guitar.
Yeah, well, yeah,
But I've
that's
seen him
what I
play
was
the
going for.
drums. I've seen him,
Really?
just cutting up with him. I don't know whether he's
I don't know.
or not.
Elvis was a percussionist.
But,
Wow.
but bar none, the Beatles were the best.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
were.
look at everybody else after the Beatles. We talked about the Rolling Stones. I mean, all these bands that came up in the 60s.
Rolling Stones are better musicians than the Beatles, though. I think the Beatles are better writers. They were poets, right? But they're not very good musicians, except for Harrison on guitar. I just
George
don't
Harrison is my favorite.
think they were terrible musicians. The Beatles were
I don't. How can you say that?
Well,
terrible.
How can you say that? You weren't around. That's
Oh,
not your
I have all their
generation.
albums. It
Well,
doesn't matter if I was around or not.
But
to
if-
sort,
but
to
if they're
sort of
terrible-
support what Chance is saying here, why I don't agree with his delivery, if you look at some of the best Beatles albums, they brought in all kinds of studio musicians. Like,
Well-
the Sgt. Pepper's album is not, John,
That's a good album, too.
George. No, it's a brilliant album.
Yeah.
But, like, look how much is done in the studio.
True, but a lot of that
Well,
was
let it
George
be.
Martin.
They brought in Billy Preston, great
Yeah, I know,
musician.
sure.
You know,
Well, he was
the
always
White
known
Album.
as he was always known as the fifth Beatle, but again,
Clapton in the White Album.
yeah, Clapton played a lot of the leads, which I didn't realize he played in a lot of the Beatles songs. But that being said, George Martin, the producer, just like
Yes.
Phil Ramone, for a lot of the girl bands and etc. And Lennon was a producer, and George
Yeah.
Martin put together a lot of those orchestrations and stuff.
Oh, what was
but
the name?
McCartney was the one that he was the genius of the Beatles, only because he came up with a lot of the songs and a lot of the melodies and stuff.
The melodies.
And
yeah.
Well, Danny, did you like Wings? Paul McCartney and Wings?
Yeah, Band on the Run. That's a great song.
Yeah.
There was Shiny
Uncle
Moments.
Albert's my favorite.
Oh,
Yeah.
Uncle Albert's a brilliant song.
I like Wings.
So many different changes to it. Also, George Harrison.
I love George Harrison. George Harrison was
he
my
did a
favorite
lot.
Beatle.
He was my
His solo albums were
Well,
really
I saw
good.
Paul McCartney and
See,
Wings
look,
at the Omni.
there's George Harrison right there.
I saw
Hello, George.
George Harrison.
Hello.
It's time for a nice little skiffle song, eh, George?
Skiffle song, yeah.
about like mollusks of
He would-
the universe or
George-
something, eh?
George would have the lads over to the house, and they'd have ukulele sessions, and because he loved the ukulele.
Oh, it's a time for some ukulele there.
Yeah, he loved it.
Hey, John. Hey, John, you bring us a cup of tea?
But I'm not talking about John Lennon or Paul. They really didn't socialize as much as you might think. But anyway,
Well, the
that's
best
Beatles.
movie they made was A Hard Day's Night.
Yeah, that was a great. It was a
That was
great,
a great movie.
That was a great movie.
Did you guys
Directed by
wanna,
Richard Lester, who directed the Three Musketeers movies
Yeah,
he
and
did.
Superman 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Did you guys want
Good
to
director.
jump to some
Well,
overrated things?
well, what about the Rolling Stones? Let's talk about the Rolling Stones.
Oh,
Mick,
yeah.
Mick Jagger is a posturing little peacock.
Whoa. Whoa.
Love you, Mick.
ya.
But
Yeah.
look, he's still rocking and rolling at his
Yeah,
age.
he's
Doesn't
still
that
rocking
deserve
and
some
rolling.
I
credence?
told this story about Mick Jagger, remember, on a previous show where he was in town filming Free Jack,
Yeah.
which I ran the dailies for.
Yeah.
And I went
You
one
may
day.
have to explain that.
No, I saw that movie. That's like
No,
really
you
cool.
may have
I'm
to explain what he
captivated.
says by dailies.
Well, now they shoot movies digitally. But back in the day, they shot it on 35 millimeter. But what they did, they showed the next day they showed the previous day's
What you
rushes.
filmed.
Yes,
Right.
And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
They set up a booth. It was downtown.
Wasn't Emilio Estevez in that?
Yeah.
Free Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So what's your story?
So Mick Jagger's in town.
One day,
and Mick?
my friend Marty and I went to the movies, and we were sitting there watching The Marrying Kind with Alec Baldwin, and then his wife, Brazelton, what's her name?
Yeah,
She lived in Anyway, he was
Kim Basinger.
Yeah, we went to saw that movie, and we were sitting there, and I looked up, and there was, Emilio Estevez and Mick Jagger sitting right in front of us watching the movie at the same time.
Did you ask him for popcorn, or did they ask you for popcorn?
No, I didn't do that. Marty asked for his autograph.
Did he give it to him?
Yeah.
Did he? What did he say anything? He just, okay.
He didn't sing
Yeah, he
it.
gave popcorn.
No,
Well, they're still
he's a
putting
nice guy.
they're still putting out the tunes. I mean, they just came out with one in April, and they changed Mick and those guys changed some of the lyrics to go along with the COVID thing. And here's a little piece of it.
Great song.
Yeah. And I don't play him.
Sadly, it won't probably do anything. Stations don't play their music much anymore, except for classic rock
Well,
stations.
see, just hearing that little 2-second clip,
He still has it.
You can tell how overdubbed Mick's voice is.
Mhm.
That it's probably like 5 different singers that's condensed down to like one. Like this is Mick Jagger singing.
How can you tell it's
No.
overdubbed?
Because I have ears and I can hear it.
Well,
I can hear
well,
it.
they-
I can hear it, and I can tell it's layered.
I
Well,
can't
the-
tell that it's overdubbed.
Well, the
It's
funny
layered.
thing,
You can tell
about
it
that,
is.
if you watch the video and listen to what was said about it, was these guys they got together. Not I don't think they used Zoom. They might have, but that's how they played their parts. And a lot of groups are doing that and getting together and playing concerts and stuff that way. And that's how Mick laid the vocals. And now whether he overdubbed them, remains.
Well,
to be
I mean,
seen.
and that's
And sadly, Mick still has his chops, in my opinion, but McCartney does not.
How old is Mick Jagger?
Oh, he's
now?
lost it, McCartney.
it's one of my biggest beefs where it's like, okay, it doesn't matter. Here's your band that's made up of whatever 4 people, 5 people, and here's the names of the band.
And they're all still alive.
Yes, but now like where it takes 20 backup musicians, an orchestra, a chorus to pull off your music.
Yeah.
It's like, no, dude, like if you can't pull off live what you sounded like in the studio, you really don't know how to play your instruments. And to me, that's a huge sign of like an overrated versus underrated band.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
Great detail. And another one that's overrated, I'm going to get flamed for this. The Foo Fighters. They're good.
Yeah.
Great musical skill, but I think they're overplayed. I don't like Dave Grohl. I
don't know enough about their music. I've heard them.
Well,
but
he's one of those. He's like McCartney. He plays a little bit of everything. He can play
Kurt
guitar,
Cobain.
plays drums.
Kurt Cobain. He worked with Cobain,
Yeah.
as you know.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain sucked.
Well,
Overrated. Overrated.
Well, he
We're
was-
going to get emails
well,
on
he-
that.
well, he was-
No, dude, he totally did. He sucked as a human being.
Yeah.
And I
He
used to-
did as a human being, right.
Well, and I'd read these Rolling Stone articles where he's like, "Oh man, we should just like stay this like garage band and like y'all just like." And I'm like, dude, you got paid to have your photo taken to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. You were doing this interview and you were getting paid, and to sit there and whine about it when so many musicians with more talent would love to be in your position.
Right.
And I'm sorry. And this dude commits suicide and orphans his baby child and
Amen.
wife. So, like,
Well-
dude, as a human being, I say peace up to Kurt Cobain.
Well, he had.
I agree with that
Well, let's just say he
sentiment.
had issues. I mean, along with other musicians
doing heroin's not
that
going to
off,
get you anywhere.
yeah, that off themselves and stuff. It makes you wonder. You don't know what's going on in their life. You feel sorry for their families and their loved ones and their fans who they leave behind.
Yeah, but nobody told him to do drugs.
Yeah,
Nobody,
yeah.
All
Like-
right.
like
I mean, and meanwhile, at that point, you're dude, you're making millions of dollars.
Yeah, yeah.
And you've
Well, money's not everything.
I'm not saying it is, but
No.
like to whine about it
Yeah.
when it's like, dude, if the fame was getting to you,
Yeah.
if the pressure of the fame was getting to you,
Back off.
you had enough money, go be a plumber.
Yes, that's true. Start your own plumbing service.
Right,
buy a few trucks.
You know.
Hey, I want your toilet done. Yeah.
I mean, at that point, like you own the rights to your songs, so you could probably like turn one of your songs into like your
Yeah.
plumber business.
Yeah,
You know.
that's funny. Or a roofer. How about a roofer?
Sure, man. You know. See, I'm trying to think of a Nirvana.
We call Marcos.
How did Marcos treat you?
Courtney Love had something to do.
Very good.
Yeah.
Courtney Love had something to do, as Jeff Logan is commenting on our Facebook page. I agree
Jeff.
with him.
Hey, Jeff.
Jeff is saying Courtney Love had something to do with Kurt Cobain's issues.
Well, yeah, but she was
And I
kind of
agree.
kind of a
Was
wackadoodle
she
too.
B-I-T-C-H?
She
No,
was
she
a
was-
skank.
Well,
S-K-A-N-K.
let's just say she was a wackadoodle.
And
Yeah.
and he also chose to be with her.
That's right.
Oh, there you go.
Once again, nobody had a.
There you go.
know.
No one twisted his arm.
No.
No one twisted his hand.
No one said, "Hey, man, this is the girl for you. Shoot this heroin."
I personally think the person that sold him the shotgun should go to jail. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's
Tom,
mo-
what
let's
about
move
you? Or Al? Have you said enough in terms of music?
Well,
Who do you think's
I
overrated?
just want to mention that two of the best duet, the best duet in my opinion was Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel.
It's true.
Totally.
True.
Oh,
And they
I
can
agree.
still sing.
And they can still sing. And Paul Simon's a terrific songwriter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bridge Over Troubled Water is one of my favorite
Yeah.
songs. And Willie Nelson did a cover of that that's not bad, too.
yeah.
But
But they recorded some great songs. Sound of Silence, I Am a Rock.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And
Cecilia.
Cecilia.
Oh, yeah,
My
that's some good
favorite,
Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
my favorite Paul Simon song.
That wasn't.
You can,
Well, yeah,
That was
you
Ricky
just-
Lee and
Yeah.
Elton
my
John.
favorite Paul
You're
Simon
breaking
song is
my heart.
You
Yeah,
Can
it's
Call
part of
Me.
the lyric.
Can I say something?
Yes.
My favorite Paul Simon song is You Can Call Me Al.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Chevy Chase
Fletch.
is in the video.
It was in the movie Fletch.
Yes.
Chevy Chase.
Yes. Yeah, great song.
You can call me Al.
You Can Call Me Al.
That's what it's called.
And in the video.
All right.
You Can Call Me Al. You've heard the song, I know.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Can I take things in a different direction for music?
Well, we're almost. Let me wrap it up by saying that there's so many overrated and underrated artists out there. We could go on for hours just talking about, okay, now this guy or this woman or that. Just like Taylor Swift to me is overrated.
Yeah.
She is talented.
Yeah.
She's talented. Don't get me wrong, but you know, Whitney Houston to me personally, I thought she was overrated too, but she was
Yes.
very
There's
talented.
a reason all those
She was
guys
very
dumped her.
talented.
Well, Whitney Houston's a great singer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's
actually,
great,
she
and
had
so
a
was
great
Aretha
voice.
Frank, and so was Aretha Franklin. You know, so
But it's two styles of singing.
of course,
Aretha Franklin had her style, but Whitney Houston could sing opera if
Yeah,
she wanted to.
yeah.
But
she also oversang.
she did.
She did that
But-
like up and down the scale like vocal gymnastics, which I don't find that impressive.
I don't either, especially when whoever is singing the national anthem. But that's another story.
Underrated Shaka Khan. That's all I got to say. Her I'm Every
Underrated.
Woman, the song that
that
Whitney Houston brought back. I like the original. Shaka
Overrated
Khan
Donnie
version
Marie.
better.
I believe it was. Now,
And so anybody who wants Chance's Donnie Marie CDs, be the fifth caller.
is somebody calling in?
Name a Shaka
I don't
Khan
know.
song.
Is that or it's go ahead, caller.
Who is this? Hello.
Hello.
Put it on
Hello.
speaker.
Hello. Oh, let me do this. Let me hit the right button there. Okay. Go ahead, caller.
Hello. I don't hear anybody.
Ah, there we go.
Hey,
Hey.
is this Ryan?
Hey, yes.
Where the hell you been?
I
How
just
are you?
wanted to- Oh man, a couple few little setbacks the last few months, but we're getting back to normal.
Good. I'm
But I
glad,
just
man.
wanted to check in with you guys, man. I miss you guys. Want to tell everybody hello, Al, Tom,
Yes.
Danny, Sir Chance, a lot of course.
Hey, Ryan.
Glad to
You have
see you
to come-
guys are
you
still
have-
up
you
and
got-
rolling.
You got to come see us again.
Hey Ryan, did you hear the Ace
Oh,
Frehley
absolutely.
clip? Did you hear the Ace Frehley clip?
I did.
I figured
I
you
also
dig that.
heard all the and the Queen stuff too, which is Brian May is my absolute favorite. It's very funny. I'm cleaning out my office right now, and I was just polishing up a big Queen picture I have framed at the moment you were talking about that. So, yeah,
Nice.
man, it's about time Brian May got some recognition.
Yeah.
Thank God for that movie, man. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah, I quite liked it actually. I wasn't sure how that was going to go, but I thought it was very good, man.
So how you feeling? You feeling better? You slowly getting better? I know you've been a little under the weather.
Oh yeah.
Without
man.
going into any
I've
kind of
been on a
detail?
healthy. I'm on a healthy diet,
Yeah.
quit drinking, all that
Yeah.
good stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
good, man. I'm actually better than ever now.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't come here today because we had pizza and wings.
So Ryan is not drinking. Is that overrated or underrated?
I have to say it's overrated, man. I had a pretty good run though.
There you go. There
It
you
was
go.
fun while it lasted, I suppose.
I bet you lost a few pounds. You lost a few pounds, didn't you?
Oh my goodness, I lost like over 50 pounds.
Woo!
Oh, my God.
So basically, we won't recognize you when we see you.
Hey,
Yeah,
That's
there
a
you
good
go.
thing.
That's a very good thing. That's a very good thing.
congratulations.
So, yeah, that's a plus of it, I suppose. I've been trying to get back in shape, so that's kind of helped me out a little bit, I guess.
So Ryan,
But,
do you have an overrated or underrated in the music category?
Music, man, I don't know. I'm pretty open-minded to all music. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. I have to say some of the crazy jazz stuff, though, man, I think is a bit over. Even though I'm a fan of it, I find some of that stuff a bit overrated, a little pretentious.
I'm not a huge jazz fan.
People kind of. Yeah, I mean, I like some of it just fine, but
That crazy
when,
jazz.
I think people hold it a little. I think people hold it a little too high. I think it's more genius than it really is. But
Yeah,
to each their own, I suppose.
I agree. Well, Ryan, thanks for calling, man.
But
Good, darn good to hear from
Yes.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, I'm going to try to just catch bits and pieces of your show. I got a busy day today, but I just wanted to call up and tell you guys hello, man. I miss you guys. I love you guys.
All right,
Love you, man.
All right,
It's great. We're having the band back together
Yeah,
through the
thanks.
phone
Exactly.
call. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, right on, guys. All right,
Take care, brother.
Continue the good work, man.
All
Thank
right,
you.
brother.
Stay
All right, y'all
healthy,
take care.
Ryan. We love you.
All right.
Talk.
Goodbye. Well, we can't leave music without mentioning Elvis, of course.
Of course.
He
And Carl Perkins.
Yeah, Elvis could sing anything. And also, I want to mention Elton John. I think Elton John's a terrific singer.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
But is he underrated or overrated?
I mean, I
He's-
think he gets like all the credit that he deserves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
does.
He's
but
just right. Like,
he's
in my
just
opinion,
right, yeah.
Queen is now.
Yeah,
Just right.
He's just,
Yeah.
I like his music.
I don't think anybody else out there going like, Elton John, man. I don't think he's getting his due.
Well, like Prince is just right, in my opinion.
I never liked Prince.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, but Prince was, I never
Well,
bought any
I
of his
take that-
records either, but
well,
he
I
was
take
an
it-
amazing
I
guitar
take-
player.
He's
I
the
take
best guitarist
I
of all
take
time.
it back. I have one record. Me and my red Corvette. I like that.
Little Red
Little Red
Corvette.
Corvette.
Corvette,
It's on
wow.
Purple Rain, the Purple Rain album.
I mean,
Like Al songs sound like totally different. Like me and my little
Paisley
red
Park.
Corvette.
All right. Is that my blue Sharpie? I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm just
dude,
kidding.
He hit your Trump bobblehead.
I got to get my Clorox.
Oh,
wipe
my
out.
gosh.
So hey,
All right,
Chance,
anyway.
Chance,
Yes.
is Trump overrated or underrated?
Ooh. Now, remember,
we're not going to
we're
we're not
gonna
going
be
to
neutral.
discuss political
We won't go there.
figures. That's one.
But let me tell you something about Biden. No, I'm just kidding. Let me just say it's going to be an interesting election, and leave it at that.
Oh, you know what? You know what I think is going to happen?
Oh, I don't want to hear it.
No. It's good. I don't think Biden's going to be the nominee.
Oh, well.
I
Wait,
know.
you don't think he's going to be
amazing.
the? Wait, he already is the nominee for his
Well,
party.
he's not going to survive it because he's mentally he's
right.
losing it.
But he's already their nominee, so yeah.
Well, they can change.
You ought to
that.
know.
They can change that.
Well, it's too late to change.
Hey,
not.
PodBlast.
No, it's not.
Can,
They
can,
change
can I
it.
throw out like a couple of overrated things in
Yeah.
different categories? The McRib.
Well, they don't have those anymore.
No, but dude, they keep like trotting it back out like every couple of
I
years.
had
like,
one time and it was nasty.
I
It was-
know.
it
That's
was
what I'm
just-
saying.
it
It's
was
mystery
nasty.
meat.
It's overrated.
It's nasty. It was nasty.
And why does it look like it has bones when it doesn't?
It's just nasty.
Because it's like some process. So overrated.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the mold.
Overrated.
It's the mold they put
yeah,
it in.
yeah. We need a soundbite for overrated.
Overrated.
All right, guys. Overrated. Valentine's Day.
Who cares about Valentine's Day?
Well, I mean, listen.
Women
listen,
do.
Listen,
It's a
those
Hallmark
holidays.
holiday.
Yeah, those holidays are for the card manufacturers of roses, makes candy, blah 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 blah. It's a money making holiday, is all it is.
What else you got?
Red Lobster.
I haven't been to a red lobster in a
Oh,
long
almost
time.
for the seafood lover in you. That's not Red Lobster.
No, yeah, no. I mean, but people. Well,
You don't like Shrimp Fest?
no, man. I remember back in the 70s, we would actually like dress up
Really?
to go eat at Red Lobster. It was like it was kind of fancy.
I
But
can't
now-
picture you dressed up at all.
Well, I mean, I wore a suit and a tie for 6 years
Really?
when I
Yeah.
sold contemporary furniture in downtown Atlanta. So,
Yeah.
oh yeah, dude, this
Yeah.
boy
It was like
cleaned
a
up.
rag doll
Yeah.
to me.
No, and
Yeah,
you were.
I embrace that.
You were in
See,
management.
See, I felt
Oh,
me
well.
in a suit and tie was overrated.
Yeah.
And I think me as a rag doll is underrated.
Speaking of food, we got a comment on Facebook. Jeff Logan again says the Popeyes chicken sandwich sucks. We
Well,
tried
see, we
that.
tried it, and I didn't think it
liked it. It
sucked.
didn't
It's no
suck.
different than Chick-fil-A, except they inject it with hormones. It's like too
Yeah.
plump, too thick. It
It is.
seems unnaturally
It is.
thick.
It is.
The Popeye's chicken sandwich.
What do you guys
that's
think
the
about
only difference.
Zaxby's?
Yeah.
I ate there
not-
once.
not-
Somebody just
great.
got paid by. I think it was Al. Al just got paid on eBay. That's what that sound was.
Cha-ching.
How much did you make, Al?
I'll look later. I sell movie posters on eBay. Go to A Hardy, AHARDEE, and find your favorite movie poster. I sell
there
them.
No,
you
you
go.
got good ones, man, like Song of the South. I mean,
Oh,
you've
yeah,
got
I just saw some of them.
really good collectible movie
Well,
posters.
and like big, huge movie posters. Like
Yeah.
We
not
used to have
just-
40 by 60s.
40 by 60.
Yeah, like not like what you could just like go to Spencer's and buy, like big.
And they're original, and
Yes, original.
he doesn't buy it now, foolishly.
Yeah.
He doesn't let the bids dictate the
Now,
price,
I
so
have-
you'll
I-
get a steal.
we're
He
getting off the
undersells
I
himself
have posters
every
up there
time.
now you can bid on. Starting at
Oh, okay.
$9.99.
Good.
We're getting off the subject.
Yeah, we are.
Well, no. So Al's posters, they're underrated.
That leads in
Underrated.
all right, that leads into movies. Okay,
Okay.
we'll talk about movies.
There we go.
Let me tell you one of my number one overrated movies.
All right, let's hear it.
Skyfall, the Bond movie, came out in 2012
Yeah.
with Daniel Craig. I just didn't like it. I mean, I like the Bond movies. Goldfinger's my favorite, but I thought that one was overrated. It just doesn't live up to the promise of a Bond movie. And I'm not so sure of the one that's going to be coming out in November with Daniel Craig.
Well,
I don't know if I get the
there's so
name of it.
many of them, that I didn't like either. Here's a little from Skyfall here.
You both know what
I liked it.
I do too.
It was okay, but it's overrated.
There isn't much road left. Take the bloody shot.
Oh, and there goes Daniel Craig. No, I liked it. I mean, I hear what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I liked it.
That's
And-
where
and
M
it's-
died.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Well, and
I have
it's,
not seen it. Thanks, Chance.
yeah, thanks a lot, Gigi.
Well, another overrated movie with Brad Pitt. Now, I know you like Brad Pitt. I do
do.
like Brad Pitt, but it came out, last year? Ad Astra? Where he's like a lonely guy in space. You seen
Oh,
that?
yeah.
That was
I didn't see it, so I
didn't
can't
hear it.
adequately
I didn't-
comment. I can't give an honest opinion.
What's it called?
Ad Astra. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Speaking of Brad Pitt, I hated the movie where he aged in reverse. Ben Button. Hated it.
But
Hated
yet
it.
it was
I
real
like that.
popular when it came out.
it was
like that.
popular
I
because
like
it's
that
Brad
movie.
Pitt. I mean, he's a big name. But it was just hokey, and I just didn't care for it. I thought it was a cheesy
what his first
story.
movie was?
Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and
Yeah,
and
he was a druggie. You know, he was,
and before that, he was in Dallas.
No, I liked.
He was in Dallas?
Yeah, he played
Oh.
Jenna Wade's boyfriend, which was played by Priscilla Presley, Elvis Presley's ex-wife.
There you go. There you go. Now I like this movie with Brad though. Oh, we're gonna get dinged.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Schwartz.
Oh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's your son?
No, it's my stunt double, Cliff Booth.
Last night.
Well,
we
Brad
watched
Pitt made
a
that
Rick
movie.
Dalton double feature. All the shooting.
My favorite scene.
I love that stuff, with the killing.
A lot of killing.
Anybody order fried sauerkraut?
That's when he burned all the Nazis. And you gotta love that. You gotta love
absolutely.
burning the Nazis. You
So
just
Brad
gotta,
Pitt's a great actor.
Yeah, you just gotta love
Another
it.
good movie he was in I like was Legends of the Fall.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
That was a good movie.
You know, for me, it was sort of lesson learned when Brad Pitt first came out on the scene, and he was like sort of this beefcake, and all the women were like, "Oh, Brad Pitt, oh, Brad Pitt," and I really dismissed the dude. And I came to realize like later on, like, wow, I have a lot of Brad Pitt movies in my collection. He was brilliant in 12 Monkeys.
Yeah,
He was. That was a
playing
good movie. That was a
psycho.
good movie.
Right,
Crazy person, disturbed.
Well, what he played,
didn't see
right.
that
So
one.
he wasn't being like the lead
I
male.
see it.
He was all twitchy.
He had
Time
a
travel.
very small part in the Quentin Tarantino movie True Romance, where he played this druggy Floyd, just sitting around
Love that
on the
movie.
couch,
True Romance.
smoking weed out of a little honey bear thing.
Yeah.
And he had a small part, but he did very well with that small
It
part.
was memorable.
Obviously,
Notable.
one of his more popular movies was Fight Club, and I think we got a clip.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, here it is.
Clip 3.
Murder, crime, poverty, these things don't concern me. What concerns me are celebrity magazines, television with 500 channels, some guy's name on my underwear, Rogaine, Viagra, Olestra, Martha Stewart, Martha Stewart. Martha's polishing the brass on the Titanic. It's all going down, man. Off.
You'll notice I had to edit some of that, but yeah.
And I like
that was a good
Romance
movie.
is a very good movie.
Yeah.
But Fight Club was a really good movie, and it was also Gosh, they redid that movie. They re-released it, I should say, many times in different forms, and so people go out and buy it again. So,
How about Natural Born Killers, California? Just to mention some Brad Pitt movies that were interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
He was in Natural Born Killers?
That was Woody Harrelson.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. I'm out of it.
Yeah, you're just like tossing out movies like, wait a second, Chance.
You're right. It was Woody.
So Chance is like movie
That's
knowledge.
California.
No,
Overrated.
We were talking about Fight Club, and then I mentioned True Romance. Remember in True Romance, I love the song, the title song.
Yeah,
it's a great song.
The steel drums.
Yeah, that's a great song.
I have no idea who wrote that music.
I've got it.
So
I've got
that's
it.
that's underrated.
It's underrated. It's a great song.
I wish we could pull up a
Check
clip,
out.
but
of what?
True Romance.
Oh, True Romance.
the theme.
Type in True Romance opening credits.
Okay.
Opening theme.
Opening theme. I mean, it's a great song. And it's
Okay.
been, it's been used in commercials on TV.
has.
I've heard it before in commercials.
Well, and there were so many amazing
Hans Zimmer.
actors.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, listen to
did
it.
it. It's called "You're So Cool."
Yeah, listen to this.
Is what it was. Yeah.
That's a great
Well,
song.
it starts picking up.
It
Yeah,
was
before I
used
play
in-
much more of it, they'll
It was
dance.
used in a Walmart commercial.
Let
Did
me,
you know
let,
that?
me, let me fold the.
Oh, that
let me,
sucks.
Let me
That's
fold,
too bad.
Let me
It
fold the
was.
box.
They sold out to Walmart.
Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a jaunty little tune.
Yeah.
God, it's a great song.
Yeah. The bots are going, wait, I didn't.
Who else was in that movie? I mean,
Everybody. Sam Jackson was in that movie. Gary Oldman.
Patricia Arquette.
Christopher Walken was in it.
Christopher Walken. Dennis Hopper was in that
Wasn't
movie.
there a scene in
Gary,
the
Gary Oldman played the pimp.
It was a great actor. Wasn't there a scene in the movie where one of the guys was in the phone booth on the phone? He said, "You want me to do what?"
Yeah, Chance.
He said, "You want me to
The
do
actor that
do
played Balky.
Oh,
Balky.
Director of Top Gun and Beverly
I
Hills
thought you knew that
Cop
right off the bat, Chance.
Matson? No. Matson? Remember Matson? He was in
But you know
early
the scene I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's like, you want this? Yeah.
You did great.
No, he's like, who the is Dick?
It was funny. Did you ever see that, Tom? Oh, it's a great. I got it on DVD. It's a great movie.
What are you doing in L.A. anyway, huh?
Chris Penn.
Yeah, but you're right.
is in that movie.
Everybody's in this movie.
Chris
right. It's a
Penn.
great movie.
Chris Penn is a police officer in that movie.
Our video has
And,
stopped recording live. I don't know why. It went down.
no.
Sorry. Yeah, we're still recording. You can continue.
Well, what went down?
I don't know.
Yeah, True Man's a great movie.
Your phone was
Yeah,
flashing.
I mean,
and then
well, and actually, Al, I had that on my underrated list.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
keep
absolutely.
talking. Keep talking. He's going to
Absolutely.
restart the video.
Yeah.
Right there, Al.
Okay. What are you
True
talking
Romance.
about?
Right
sorry.
there.
You on drugs or something?
No,
Right there.
it had gone.
Oh,
dark
great.
on my phone.
That's a. I got some posters for it if you want to buy one.
There you go. There you go. The
Well,
salesman.
Al, what's the eBay store again?
A. Hardy.
A Hardy.
Yeah, just go to eBay and type in A.
Now,
Hardy.
I've got some movies that I think are definitely overrated.
But
But
I've got one
okay,
too.
you go on. And
All right, and then we'll.
Okay.
Hunger Games overrated.
I would agree with that.
And going back in time, I think Casablanca was overrated. I liked the
Yes.
movie, but Casablanca was. I think we have a clip
Tom,
from
clip
Casablanca,
6.
don't we?
Well, I do. You jumping,
That's one of
you're
Al's
jumping all over
picks.
the place.
Danny's picks. Casablanca.
Yeah,
We both picked it.
Oh yeah.
We were on the same page.
Okay.
we're in the
Me and the
same-
Wizard.
Yeah.
You and the wizard. You and the wizard. Here's a clip for you.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
There it is, the famous line.
Yeah.
That you like to hear. You
But
know.
I like the movie, but I think it's way overrated.
Right, yeah.
In Turner Classic Movies, you run it every other week.
No, they do.
You know, for
Okay.
the longest time.
Having seen the movie and found it so not memorable, what is that movie even about? Anyone?
The best, you know.
No, I mean just like a quick synopsis. Like, what is that movie about?
Well, isn't it about the Nazis starting to take over the world, as it were, in World
Basically,
War II?
they were in Casablanca, and you know, my favorite actor
Sounds
in the movie.
compelling.
My favorite actor in the movie was Claude Rains. You know, he's really good.
Was
in
he
that.
like the guy at the bar?
Yeah, he was you know, it was funny. He always gambled, and then the Nazis came in and said that, and Claude Rains always would gamble and get his winnings and stuff. But then the Nazis came in and shut, you know, the bar down, and And he was saying, I'm shocked there's gambling going on in here. And he was gambling the whole time, but the Nazis didn't know that.
Yeah.
Another overrated movie is Citizen Kane with Orson Welles.
Well, yeah.
I liked it, but it's overrated. It's not the best movie ever made.
And that was on the heels of his War of the Worlds, and it came out of in the same time period. But he was a real popular actor, along with Joseph Cotton and all those Mercury
George
Theater
Sanders
players.
was in a lot of those
Do you
movies.
think at this point Citizen Kane is overrated or just forgotten
I think
about?
it's just overrated.
Well, no, I mean, maybe when it came out. My point is, like, now I don't think if I went to work and I said, hey, Citizen Kane,
Well,
I don't think anybody would
only
even
with the older
know.
people. Only with the older people. You're right. But people at your work, which I saw, which were younger people.
They wouldn't know what Citizen Kane was.
But if they were film students, if they studied film or videography, etc., they would probably know exactly what it was. Because it's required viewing.
Okay, so you think for students of the craft, that's something that they still
It is.
refer to?
Absolutely.
So is it professors that are overrating it, or
I think
the
generally,
intelligentsia of movies saying, like I thought like the book Catcher in the Rye, way overrated. If you read that book, it's like a snooze fest.
Required reading in school.
But apparently,
so was Lord of the Rings.
but apparently, like Catcher in the Rye was considered, this iconic, by all of like the teachers and professors and stuff. And I was like, dude, this book sucks.
What about Great Gatsby?
Did you stand? Wait. I want to go a little bit further on this. So, did you stand up and tell your teacher that, hey, this book sucked?
I actually,
I could see you doing that. Is what I'm trying to say.
I would have. I was always in advanced English courses,
right?
And so I never actually had to read it to write a paper on or whatever, and I missed that book,
right?
And it was one of those things where, like, later on, I was like, oh, this is hailed as such a great novel, so I need to read this. I need to know what this is about. And I was like, wow, this really sucked. If a teacher had made me read that and write a paper on it, I'd have been like, yes, this is why this book is no good, because it's, once again, the whole storyline is just a snooze fest. It doesn't really go anywhere. I think the symbology that people read into.
Symbology.
Tom said before we started this, we can't just say that something sucks, and we have to say why it sucks. So I think the symbology that people read into that story is more about symbology.
No, I like symbology because it's more fancy.
It's original,
more fanciful. My friend, I want to get a clip of you saying that with reverb on.
Symbology.
Well, one of our Facebook
technology.
One of our Facebook friends, in fact, she's a personal friend. I know her. We lived together. Well, down at the beach.
Oh.
Paula said that the splashdown took precedent over the show. That she's back now.
Oh yeah,
they had this.
SpaceX.
It splashed down in the Gulf.
Bob and Doug.
Those
are the astronauts. They were with the cosmonauts, the Russian cosmonauts in the space station for 2 months. Yep. I saw yesterday they gave a great little press conference.
Another overrated movie, we'll jump ahead now, is Star Wars. Way overrated. Now, the first one was great, and the last good one for me was Empire Strikes Back. The rest of them were downhill.
I would say that the Star Wars franchise is overrated. I think the first two movies, like Al just said, I mean, they were so groundbreaking at the time with
stop that
the technology.
Sorry, I was waiting for you to say symbology.
Cool, do it, man. To bring it symbology.
There it is. Okay, sorry.
Jeff agrees with you. He says, it pains me to say it, the Star Wars franchise is overrated. That's what you're reading, right?
Yeah.
11 movies,
no, I just
2 great, 2 good,
down here.
and 7 bad or forgettable. But I agree, Disney is milking it for all it's worth.
Oh, sure they are, because they paid so much money for it.
Now they're not just doing the episode 1 through 9.
Yeah.
Rogue One, which I liked. I liked Rogue One, and the Han Solo story wasn't bad.
Solo wasn't
I like the
bad.
Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
Solo wasn't bad.
But the last 2 of the regular episode 8 and 9 were terrible.
Yeah.
They totally threw away Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, and they killed off Carrie Fisher. What's up with that?
Ooh.
Oh, wait, she really died.
That was drugs and alcohol.
Symbology.
Yeah, you're right.
You ever thought about playing Santa Claus?
Symbology.
What's that got to do with what we're talking about?
Look, there's no right or wrong answers here. These are opinions. But
There totally are right answers.
I have got a couple overrated movies. I like the John Hughes movies of the 80s, like 16 Candles. I hated, though, The Breakfast Club, terrible
Yeah.
movie,
One
overrated as hell.
One thing about The Breakfast Club, I like the music in it.
Yeah, that's true.
But I didn't care for the movie.
I couldn't stand the characters, Ali Sheedy and that terrible Judd Nelson. I just didn't like the cast. Michael Anthony Hall was really overused at that point in his career. I loved him in Vacation.
Was it Molly Ringwald?
Molly
yeah,
Ringwald.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ugly Duckling Molly Ringwald.
All right, so keep going. I'm sorry.
And now I'm really going to get hate on this. Princess Bride. Overrated. Good movie. I think it's overrated. I didn't like it then. It's cheap. It's cheap movie by Rob Reiner. Cheap.
It is.
You know, I didn't.
I liked Andre the Giant.
I liked Andre the Giant was brilliant in it.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal was brilliant in it.
I met Andre.
That skank Robin Wright.
I like the movie. Sorry, I disagree, but I reserve the right to disagree.
Who was the guy like in that scene where he's like, "It's inconceivable"?
Well, that's the guy I was trying to think of the actor's name.
Inconceivable.
It's inconceivable.
He was in Mary Hartman,
he's still around. Now I think one of the you said Rob Reiner. I think probably the most overrated person in the film world is Woody Allen.
Ooh,
Well, either you like Woody Allen or you don't.
Correct.
I mean, but I like Woody Allen movies.
But don't you think he's overrated? I mean, his movies are.
I think his best movie, in my opinion.
Radio Days.
No.
Yeah.
Play it again. Play it again. I mean, that because it was a movie about movies. I mean, he was just, in his apartment, he had movie posters. He had a 16 millimeter projector. He watched.
That's
movies.
why you liked it.
Annie Hall. Won Best Picture in '77 over Star Wars.
But I like Diane Keaton.
I don't like Diane Keaton. I can't stand her.
Why?
Overrated. Overrated.
What's wrong with Diane
I don't like the
Keaton?
way she looks. I don't like the way she sounds. I don't like her performances. I don't like her.
But she's a great actress.
But that's okay. I mean,
Okay, wait a second, because I have
Mr. Goodbar didn't
I
like
have no
it.
feelings about
Now, why don't
Diane
you-
Keaton. So Al, what would you say that Diane Keaton's best role is, or where you found her very?
Oh, let's
compelling as
challenge
an
Al.
actress?
Wait. Let me answer that for him. Looking for Mr. Goodbar.
No, that was
Never
good
seen
too. I like that movie, which you can't get on DVD.
Never seen
But
it.
I liked her with Warren Beatty in a movie called Reds.
Never seen it.
I was going to go. Thanks for.
Wait a minute.
No, where's it? Bum, bum, bum,
I'm sorry, bro. That movie was Sucko City.
Well, I liked it. I think it was a bit overrated. But I like. And she was in a movie called The Little Drummer Girl.
Wow,
All right,
Reds.
can we get off of her for a
You know
minute?
what her famous line was in movies?
What?
You know, like
First Wives Club. No. Famous. Remember that one?
La-di-da. You know, she used to say that all the time.
She'd say Lottie frickin' da.
La-di-da.
Lottie-da.
Now, I think Goldie Hawn is underrated.
Now,
For a
Goldie-
while, she was
Now,
going
Goldie-
like this with her career, but she's
Goldie
become.
Hawn is a really good actress.
Private
You know.
Benjamin.
We share the same birthday.
Yeah,
All right,
you know,
all
I
right.
like her.
Private Benjamin, Chance. Private Benjamin.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, man. And there was that one she did with
Overboard. I loved Overboard.
Overboard. There was a
With Kurt Russell. That's where they met.
Now
with,
she was just
Chevy
in a
Chase.
movie.
Yeah.
she
Seems
was
like
ju-
old times.
Yes.
Foul play.
I have that.
She was just in a movie on FX yesterday with Melissa McCarthy. She played her mother, and it was a funny movie. I forget the name of it.
Bum, 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 bum.
Well, I forget the name, but it's funny.
She is good.
It's
I love her. Even going back to
Rose,
Laughing. I've
sorry.
loved her in everything she's ever done.
And her and
Goldie
Kurt
Hawn.
Russell never got married.
And
Well,
they keep it.
they didn't get married? Did he get
They
married?
have an open relationship. She lets him sleep around. She said so herself in an interview. She said that's what keeps our relationship hot.
Wow, I did
She
not
gives
know
him
that.
freedom.
All right, guys.
Okay. Let's reel this in.
Couple overrated things.
Yes. But on movies, are we sticking to movies? Because I still got some more.
Oh wow, I thought we were past.
Well,
No.
Al, before you got here, said let's keep this organized.
I got
Okay. Gone with the Wind. Totally overrated. I think we have a clip. I had to watch this for extra credit in social studies. I could not even tell you what this movie
I like
was
the
about.
movie. It was a bit overrated.
It's too long.
Totally overrated. Clip
But
number
you
one.
can watch a 3-hour Star Wars movie.
dear, I don't give a damn.
And that's how I feel about that movie. I do not give a damn.
Well, I like the movie, but
Why?
You know,
Why?
it's a great story. It's a good story.
Wait,
but
I can tell you why. Okay. Because he is a 35.
Shut up! Don't say that.
Is it for sale on his eBay
No, it's
store?
not. No. But anyway.
I want that. Never mind.
But it was. I didn't say what you had.
But the thing about it is, I like the movie, but it's a little overrated.
And it's dated, and
It's-
they
I
now
mean, it's considered such a classic.
and they've
I'm
now
like,
pulled
why?
it. they've now pulled it. You can't supposedly buy it off of. You were telling me.
Well, Amazon
and-
sells it, but they've sold out of it.
Oh,
for
is
some
it
stupid
considered
reason.
offensive because
Can we talk about movies that were like
Sure.
Yeah.
they were really underrated?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
They were good, and they were just the critics.
But
for
we'll
some
get back to
reason,
overrated on my list. But yes, let's talk underrated.
underrated. Well,
Good.
tops on my list. There's one I watched the other day. I rented it from Redbox. I actually bought the DVD, and it's a movie called Guns Akimbo.
Guns
You probably
Akimbo?
never heard of it, have you?
No.
No.
Stars Daniel Radcliffe. He played in the Harry Potter movies. Now, who is that?
That's
A listener.
a listener.
Oh,
Well, who is it?
Who is that?
Thank goodness.
They're interrupting.
Who's that?
They're interrupting me.
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
What?
Go ahead. Hello.
Hey, hello?
Yes.
You're on the air. How are you?
Yeah. I want to say that one of the underrated movies with Goldie Hawn was Deceived. I think it had John Hurt in it. I thought it was a really good movie.
Ooh. I see. I don't.
I've never
see that.
seen it
I
or
haven't
even
caught
heard of
that
it.
one.
I didn't see that one.
No.
For some reason.
I'm going to write that down.
Deceived. Now, was that a TV
I've
made for
got
TV
the
movie?
DVD. I can loan it to you. It's good.
Was it a made for TV movie or something? Because I've never heard of it. I don't mean to laugh at your comment. But I've just never heard of that one. Was it an early Goldie movie or a fairly current one?
I'm sorry. I'm having really hard time hearing you. I don't know what if it's a bad connection.
Yeah. Well, was it an early Goldie movie or a fairly current one?
No. Well, no, it's not a current one.
Well,
I think it
It's
came out. It
probably-
came out in the '80s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember it, but I never
no,
saw
I
it.
believe it had John Hurt in it. It was something that was kind of dramatic for her. It was the plot line made her. It wasn't comedic. I'll put it that way.
Oh,
It
gotcha.
was dramatic.
Yeah, but I thought it was incredibly well done. And are you still talking about overrated movies?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
And anything, TV shows, go on. The floor is yours.
I really feel like The Big Chill was overrated. I didn't think the plot line was that great.
I liked it okay. I like the music in it. But watching it one time is enough. I don't care to see it again. Hey, I got a poster for it. You want to buy a poster? I really do.
No, but I actually want to go and look at Al's store. I'm at my computer. I'm gonna look.
I got lots of posters. I mean,
Yeah,
if-
see,
That's
see, Al?
A Hardy.
if they're not listed, I'll have it probably.
Well, see, I've got a sale, and we all get 10% of the sale. No, I'm just kidding.
And he's got one I want to buy. Twilight Zone, the movie, 1983. He's just sitting in his basement. He's not put it on eBay yet. I got to buy that.
That's a 30 by 40. That's
It's
a big
huge.
poster, big poster.
Big poster. Yeah.
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 And so-
Michael, anything else? What about music wise? How about any musicians or groups or anything, real quick? Any groups?
Well, you're gonna think I'm corny though. I'm really cautious about saying what I think about this.
No,
But
go
if
ahead.
You really want me?
Go ahead.
Okay. A lot of people think that the Partridge Family was, I think Danny Bonaducci said they were the original Milli Vanilli. But to be honest, if you go back and if you look at everything, they had the top musicians. I mean, really, it was only Shirley Jones and David Cassidy singing in the group that were known and were on the show.
You mean that kid?
They had Hal Blaine on drums.
Oh, yeah.
They had Larry Carlton on guitar. They had top songwriters. They had John and Tom Baller, which used to be, I think they had the group The Love Generation.
Yeah.
And they did a lot of the Charles Fox things, too, on television.
Oh, Charles Fox, great.
If you go back and listen to some of their albums, they're actually not bad.
You mean to tell me that that little kid playing the drums was
Which
not the
one?
kid
There was
playing?
two kids.
Yeah, there was two kids.
Jeremy and yeah.
So caller, what do you think about Donnie Marie Osmond?
Well, in their defense, I really think that they weren't just hype. I do think that they were talented.
Really?
They were.
I have an Osmond's Greatest Hits album, a double album. I'll admit it.
I wouldn't tell anybody.
Oh no.
They're okay. I just didn't care for them.
I love them.
I'm just making fun of Chance because he loves Donnie Marie.
Yeah.
Well, the show had a lot of big stars on it. The one from the late 70s had a lot of big, talented stars as guests.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They
and you
did.
can't find them anymore because the music rights are not released on DVD. You can only find them on YouTube.
Well, Michael, thanks for your call, my friend, and keep listening, and we'll listen for your phone call. Okay. Have a good Sunday afternoon.
Thanks, Michael.
Okay. Thanks, Mike.
All right, now, speaking of underrated movies, right? I was talking about Guns Akimbo with Daniel Radcliffe.
I totally forgot we were talking about that.
And it's a great... no.
Guns Akimbo. Where was my head?
The movie came out in February of 2020, but remember we had COVID hit, and it never really hit the theaters. So, but that's when the movie came out. It was filmed in New Zealand. And look it up. But it's a black comedy. And it's got...
That means dark comedy,
got
folks,
dark
for the
comedy.
layman's out there.
And it's got gladiator matches in it. It's absolutely phenomenal.
It's called Guns Akimbo.
Guns Akimbo. Akimbo.
Yeah.
Tom, I want you to talk about a movie that you referenced on...
He's going to find the clip from
Well, here it
one of
is.
the-
Okay.
Oh.
I'm waiting for it to...
So, Chance, you'll love the movie.
Please, go drive now!
I'm Miles, and this is the story of the worst day of my life.
Another schism.
Schism picked random psychos, weirdos, and criminals and made them fight each other to the death. So the internet loved it.
It does look pretty good.
I came into the
Oh, it's a
picture.
fun movie. Oh, my God, it's great.
So you've seen it?
I bought the DVD.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
No,
'cause
it's really good. I mean, I saw it on Redbox. I watched the trailer. Redbox is a great service, and I watched the trailer. I said, "This looks like a good movie."
So this was supposed to go to the theaters,
In
but
February.
it didn't.
Yeah.
It looks kind of weird these days.
Red Box
Radcliffe.
underrated.
Yeah.
With Daniel
Redbox is
Radcliffe,
underrated.
Daniel Radcliffe is a good actor, but I watched the trailer. I said, well, I'm going to rent the movie. So I went to rent it, but then he said you could buy it for $3.99 in Redbox. So I just went ahead and bought it,
why not?
and and it's a great movie.
Radcliffe is a good actor, but
He's very good.
He, like Justin Timberlake, to me, looks like they would smell of McDonald's farts. I don't know. They just have like
Now,
a mousy
how
look.
in the hell would you say something
He just
like
has
that?
a look. I don't know. Just looks dirty to me. I don't know. The way he looks now,
Sometimes
unshaven.
you look dirty to me.
I don't know.
Hey, Tom.
I'm listening.
He's a good actor, though. Tom, you'd like the movie.
No, it looks like a good movie.
Tom, you referenced this movie a couple of PodBlasts ago.
Okay.
Hobo with a Shotgun.
Oh yeah.
So that's underrated, right? We all need to watch
I've never
that.
seen that.
Well, it's one of
No, no, he played a clip. It was like
Yeah.
looked really
I know. I
compelling.
never watched the movie.
No, I haven't yet. But I was like really taken with the clip that he played. It wasn't Villains. Was it the Villains? PodBlast that he brought up. Hobo with a Shotgun?
It may have been. It may have been. It may have
Monsters and stuff, and there was I remember this chick was getting like rained on by blood. Well, and we had a caller that was like, "Yeah, hobos with shotguns."
Yeah, we did. We did have a caller. Yeah, we did have a caller that really liked it, and it had the late great. No, wait a minute, he's still alive, isn't he?
Who?
Is it Walken? It's in it.
Christopher Walken?
Is it Walken?
He's still around.
Yeah. No. It's not Walken. I apologize. It's not Walken. It's I can't think of his name.
Well, I can't see him.
Come on here.
No mistakes.
That's not him. That's him. But he died recently.
And think of how wonderful your
Oh yeah, he's dead.
I can't think of his name
to be
though.
someplace.
He was in.
A doctor.
He plays a great villain. You know it, Chance.
Rucker Hauer, man. He was in
Hauer, sorry.
Nighthawks.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nighthawks.
Duh. I couldn't think of his
We
name.
talked about him in
He's a
our
good
Villains PodBlast.
was a good actor.
He was in Blade Runner. He was in Lady Hawk.
Yeah.
He was in
Lady Hawk's a good movie with.
He has a great look.
Matthew Broderick.
Now that gets me back to you said Blade Runner. Do you think that was over
Oh,
there?
I didn't understand that movie at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally understand.
I need you, Dick.
And I love that movie.
This is a bad one. The worst yet. There was an escape from the off-world colonies 2 weeks ago. 6 replicants. 3 male, 3 female. They slaughtered 20...
A Blade Runner's job is to hunt down replicants. Manufactured humans you can't tell from the real thing.
What's this? Roy Batty. Probably the leader.
Yeah. So I now, do you like the director's cut, or they've come out with like 2 or 3 different cuts? It seems like.
I love the movie. It's basically almost like a modern retelling of like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Where you have this creation that is trying to confront his creator about the flaws that the creator built into him. Meanwhile, that's being loathed and hunted by the rest of humankind.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a compelling story, and there's some just really great dialogue in there. The imagery for a sci-fi film that was so gritty, where it's always like raining constantly, and everything's not like just smooth and pristine and clean and chrome and steel, which is usually how sci-fi films are. For it to have that really like sort of like futuristic modern feel, where everything wasn't so slick.
Yeah.
I really dug it.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of The Fifth Element came out. I didn't.
No, I liked The Fifth Element.
I like The Fifth Element too.
Isn't that genre of Blade Runner?
I really did. It's a cult movie now. Fifth Element is. Go ahead.
I had a film print at one time. I think you got it.
I got it.
And now I have it on DVD.
Do you have the poster?
I have the poster. Yeah.
Is it for sale?
You want to buy it?
Oh, wait! I've got one of the characters over there on the shelf. The aliens is right there.
No, I took a picture of it.
Oh, okay.
It's on my phone right now because I clocked that right away. Yeah.
Can I tell you about another underrated movie?
Tell us, Al.
That came out last summer. Chance and I saw it. We saw it for free. We snuck in.
Oh gosh.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Awesome.
Wasn't that a good movie?
It was an awesome action movie on the big screen.
Because he fought all the monsters.
Yeah, Mothra, all of them.
And it was underrated, and it was just really a good movie.
Filmed in Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, wait, you saying they brought Godzilla here?
Yeah.
Well, Pinewood down in
Fayetteville, Georgia.
Yeah, Pinewood Studios. It's a great movie.
It is great.
It's on DVD, folks. Rent it.
It is great. Now, I just have 2 more overrated movies, and then I'll move on from my list anyway of overrated movies because we're going to start running out of time. The Goonies, I think, is overrated. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I think it's overrated.
And they're showing that in pop-up drive-ins these days.
Yeah.
You know?
And not the greatest. Richard Donner directed it.
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing. Overrated.
Overrated.
Totally sucks.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
I agree. It's overrated.
And the thing I don't understand, okay, now maybe it's an ethnic thing because, it's a Jewish family. I don't know. Maybe that's... I just didn't get it. Another thing I don't understand, just as an aside, what is it with going to camp? I've never understood the appeal of going to a summertime camp. I don't get it. Anyway,
so the parents can get away from their kids.
I guess so they can get away from the screaming kids and take a break.
Is that it for you on underrated movies?
And guys, television. Oh, can I play a clip? I have an underrated movie.
Ooh.
And I have it right here.
Have you got our Facebook turned off? Have you got Facebook turned off? Okay.
Yeah, Facebook is turned off.
Right.
And here's the clip. I'll give you a clip. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Play a clip. I have an. My gosh!
No, you do have Facebook. No, so I told you.
Well, can I talk about another?
It's muted now. Here we go. Here's
sure it is.
Here's my clip. All right. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. I'd buy that for $1.
It's up.
It's coming from Orion Pictures.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is, Al? Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
It's very low.
It's low volume. That was nice.
Listen.
RoboCop.
RoboCop.
Yeah. It was okay. I liked it.
Underrated. The action. There's an NC-17 version because of violence, and it was cut down for R-rated. Nancy Allen's in it.
Detroit has a cancer. Cancer is crime.
Must have your volume
crime.
turned way down.
You are under arrest.
Robert Weller.
I thought it was Peter Weller.
Peter Weller. You're right. Correction corner.
You have the right to remain silent.
Well, that's good.
The right to an attorney.
He's beating the hell out of this assailant, as he reads him his rights.
Yeah.
You can turn that down now.
Yeah. Well, it was already turned down.
But is that it for you, Chance?
No, I got one more. Here's another underrated movie.
Well, before we do that, let's just do one overrated while you adjust the volume, which needs to turn up.
Let me talk about my underrated movie.
I was going to talk about an overrated movie, but go ahead.
Well, I think you have a clip for it. That's why.
Oh.
Bubba Hotep.
Well, what clip number is that?
2006.
What, 2006?
Clip number 4.
Clip number 4. Bubba Hotep.
All right.
Bubba Hotep.
How could I have gone from the king of rock and roll to this? Old guy in a rest home.
You were an Elvis impersonator. You fell off a stage and broke your hip? When was it? 20 years ago.
That's where they took a piece of my brain. I got a little bag of sand up there now.
Jack, President Kennedy was a white man.
They dyed me this color. What we have here, Shady,
I gotta watch this
an
again.
Egyptian soul.
That's a great movie.
Some kind of Bubba Hotep.
You know, a mummy hiding out, feeding on the sleeping.
What a great movie.
Tom's wife was hitting me. I just want this to be on.
But,
I want this documented.
wow.
I want this documented just in
Wow.
case I'm suffering any
But-
permanent injury.
But Bubba Hotep's like a comedy
It's
horror
all on
movie,
film.
isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It's,
Okay, a couple of great comments.
Wait a minute, we're not through.
Bruce Campbell, who's known for what famous
Evil
movie?
Dead.
Thank you.
And Ozzie Davis.
And Ozzie Davis,
Who thinks he's
the
JFK.
great classic
He thinks he's
actor.
JFK.
He thinks he's JFK. He says, and Bruce Campbell says, "Well, JFK was white." And he said, "Well, they dyed me. they dyed my color."
Well, did you know that there is I looked this up. There's a massive demand for that DVD to this day.
Bubba Hotep?
Yeah, it's
Really?
hard to find it. Yeah, and I found it at a place at Chance, and you've been there, CD Warehouse
In Gwinnett County, in
Gwinnett
Georgia.
County, and this guy has
Everything.
he has everything.
Yeah.
He and it's what I like about this place. We should get him.
Go ahead. Go
But
ahead.
what I like about this place is he's got everything in alphabetical order. You know, he's got all of his Blu-rays in alphabetical order, all his DVDs, and he's got them priced accordingly. You know, and it's just a great place to buy your favorite album, DVD, or
Just like eBay or
CD.
Amazon, yeah.
Yeah, but I walked in there and they had Bubba Hotep for $3.99.
Oh, wonderful. Now, we got some comments on Facebook. Danny Huff says, Sound of Music, overrated. And Jeff Logan again says, Pretty Woman, overrated. A hooker
True.
falls in love with a rich guy. How original.
True, it's
Kind
overrated.
of like Indecent Proposal or something.
I like Sound of Music. It is a little long, but I like it.
Now, I have one more underrated clip when Tom's ready and the sound is right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I love this movie with John Ritter, underrated comedy, Problem Child.
Kids, they're the hope of the future.
You two really must have a lot of fun together.
Yeah, these little rascals really make life worth living.
But Ben and Flo have a problem.
Are you absolutely sure there's no hope? Oh, none whatsoever. Florence, why can't we adopt?
Okay, let's get a kid.
Okay, you want a little
Gilbert
baby,
Gottfried?
little baby,
Of
so
course.
It's no problem there. Just this morning, I came upon a 7-year-old.
Recognize that
Smart as a tack. A little
He
rambunctious.
sprung up a nun.
But
All right, I'll stop because I don't want to get in trouble with the music. The
Yeah.
George Thorogood, Bad to the Bone. Great, funny movie. And you else is in is Michael Richards right before Seinfeld, who played Kramer.
Yeah.
And he plays a prisoner, hadn't had sex in like years, and he makes it with John Ritter's woman.
And John
but I
Ritter.
love that. And the kid is a terror, okay? The kid they adopt is a terror.
But did he come back in Problem Child 2?
Yeah, and 2 had a really gross scene, and Lorraine Newman's in it from Saturday Night Live, the original cast member, where they have a salad and the kid puts roaches in their salad, and they're crushing roaches on a glass table. It's disgusting. And Problem
I
Child
want to
2.
see that. Isn't John Ritter dead?
Yeah, he died of a heart condition back in 03. It was heart valve. It's terrible. But he met his wife, Amy Yazbek, on Problem Child 1, and they were married until
He
his
could be
death.
pretty funny, though.
Ed
That's
Wood
true.
is underrated by the great Tim Burton. I thought that was a wonderful movie with
yeah, I
Martin
like
Landau.
that. I like
Martin
that
Landau won an Oscar for that. Pull the string, playing Bela Lugosi. And guys, do you want to move on to TV shows that are overrated and underrated?
Well,
real quick?
I didn't get to mention the film I wanted to mention.
please,
I got
please.
interrupted several times. I think that this film right here is probably one of the more overrated films, and Disney continues to make it overrated by adding it to the theme park. And I'm not talking
Frozen?
about... Let me finish.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about this film right here.
You Jake Sully? I'd like to talk to you about a fresh start on a new world. You'd be making a difference.
I became a Marine for the hardship. I told myself
no
I can
idea.
pass any test a man can pass. All I ever wanted was a single thing worth fighting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not in Kansas anymore. You are on Pandora.
You should see your faces.
We have an indigenous population called the Na'vi. They are very hard to kill.
None of you guys know what that is?
I have no idea.
Avatar. The
Oh, that
movie
was
Avatar.
overrated. I didn't
James
like that.
Cameron.
I didn't care
James
for
Cameron.
No, I know the movie Avatar. But
Overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, but it was over. And his wife, his ex-wife,
I didn't like
beat him
those
out.
blue people anyway.
His
They made a
ex-wife.
porno of that, an Avatar porno.
Okay.
Anyway.
Overrated.
I would love to finish
have
my
it?
comment,
Sorry.
but it's okay. Move on.
You have it? You have that DVD, Chance?
No.
I bet you do.
TV
shows?
TV shows.
Can I say the number one most overrated TV show in history?
Grey's Anatomy?
Friends.
Oh, yeah.
Friends is the most overrated TV show.
Why would you say that? You don't like the cast? You don't like the writing? It's not for you. It's for younger folks.
Well, that's true, but I tried to watch it. I didn't
You
see the
couldn't
big
relate
deal.
to it, could you?
No, really?
Okay.
I didn't like it.
It's not for you.
Big
but I
Bang,
agree.
Big Bang Theory. I didn't
Love
care
it,
for.
love it, love
No,
it.
he liked it.
Although towards the end they had that fake audience. I hate laugh tracks, don't you? If you watch a sitcom without the laugh track in it,
Yeah,
you'll
but
find
you
how
don't- yeah,
terrible
but
it really is.
But you don't notice
the
it.
writing.
Another show that's overrated, and Chance is going to hate me for this. Walking Dead. Danny? Don't you think it's overrated?
I honestly can't say because every time I try to watch the first episode, I fall asleep.
It's just overrated.
No, I'm just saying. Like
how many zombies can you kill? It's just
Dude, my wife and I, on 5 different occasions, we have tried to watch the first episode of The Walking Dead, and we always fall asleep. So I've not gotten any further.
Well, you
So
know who
maybe
directed that, don't you?
Maybe the show's brilliant.
It is. The first few seasons are good.
I'm sure it is. People love The Walking Dead, but I can't comment because I make it about 20, 30
I like it
minutes
because
in,
it
and I'm
was
sleeping.
filmed here in Georgia, but I
worked on it.
I fast forwarded to your scene so I
Yeah.
could see it.
Right.
Because I never made it that far.
Right.
But what's this thing they have at the end of a show for the first? They have the guest on camera, and they have a roundtable discussion about the show.
Talking Dead, hosted
Talking
by
Dead.
Chris Hardwick, the Nerdist.
God, what a bunch of malarkey! I sit there just patting themselves on the back for a mediocre show. That's just.
I don't think it's mediocre at all, at least not in the beginning. Now, it has gone down in quality in terms of the writing, and they have some unrealistic socio-economic. Like, they put a gay dude in there, they put someone from India in there. Come on, those are the most passive people on the planet. They'd be killed right off the bat. Give me a break.
What would you say something like that? That's kind of rude.
Well, I'm serious though.
Are you making fun of the LGBTQ community?
Oh, I was not. I'm
Yes,
saying
you were.
no.
Yes, you
I
were.
said India.
Wasn't
I said
he making
India.
fun?
No, I didn't. I said India. I said
India.
people from India are the most passive.
I don't know how
nice,
we got to
peaceful
the
people.
LBQTRZ XYZ.
He brought it up.
You misunderstood what I said.
No, he
I
did.
wasn't saying that gay people would be the first ones killed. I'm saying people from India would be the first ones
yeah.
killed.
Well, how do you know?
Because they're passive, nice, peaceful people. They don't believe in violence.
You don't know that. Why would you say that? Well, moving ahead, Game of Thrones was also overrated.
In your opinion, of course.
Yes, I didn't understand it. I tried to watch it. I didn't like it.
Danny, are you going to defend it?
He liked it. That's fine.
No, the sort of, gosh, the way that the storylines were sort of interwoven and characters that you were behind that were like, top tier characters that end up dying, and it wasn't done for any like sort of cheesy ratings device. It was done within the context of the story and the way that it just continued to build, and I found it very compelling.
All right, good.
One more for me.
Okay.
One more?
Of course.
The Office.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
No. I take it back. Overrated.
Oh,
Overrated.
no, I like
We're
it.
talking about overrated.
I like it. Hey, what about My Three Sons? I think it's underrated. They've only released the first 2 seasons on DVD, and that show had 80 million viewers back in the day in CBS and ABC.
I like My Three Sons. I thought it was very good.
Tom is checked out over there. What's going on?
He's got Telly the dog with him.
Oh, yeah.
I got
all kinds of stuff to have like nothing to do, because I thought the topic was like all things overrated
It is.
and underrated. So I only had like a few things like movies and music and TV shows, but I had like a lot of other stuff. So like I think we said overrated like Valentine's Day. Overrated NASCAR.
Agreed. How many?
Disagree?
You're watching a bunch of cars spin around. Look, you're looking for the wreck,
Wasting
right?
gasoline.
You're looking for the accident.
I know. And I chose that because I know there's like staunch followers of NASCAR that love it, and so to me, it's like it is overrated.
Well, the way it's going, it might not be around much longer anyway.
Yeah.
No, they're shooting themselves in the ass.
Chance.
Yeah.
Another thing, or a person overrated. Christopher Columbus.
Okay.
Well, no, it was like we discovered the New World. It's like, actually, no, he didn't. He discovered Central America, and he enslaved those people. And
So you want all the statues of Christopher Columbus removed?
No, I don't.
Is that you?
No,
Are you one of those people?
no,
you want to take all the statues away?
No. I think all of history, and there's lots of ugly spots and warts, that if we start to erase any history, that's to our collective detriment.
Okay. How about a sex symbol that's overrated? Ryan Gosling. He looks like a rat.
Is a sex symbol?
Yeah.
Well,
he's been sexiest man alive.
When?
Tom Cruise, overrated, underrated, or just right?
He's Tom Cruise. I mean, I like him in movies, but I really see him as Tom Cruise as not that person he's playing. That's just me. One of his worst movies, I thought was just terrible, was Valkyrie. Wasn't that a bad movie, Tom?
Yeah, I was wanting more.
I was
wanting more
really
from that
disappointed in that movie. Yeah. I liked him in Days of Thunder. I liked him in one of my favorite movies he was in with then his wife, I guess. Well, maybe he wasn't his wife then. Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Was Far and Away.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
That's a good movie. It's they're Irish, but
overrated. Top Gun.
Definitely. Definitely overrated.
It's overrated.
So every time I try to say something, I get cut off. That's why I killed my mic.
Well, you're playing with a dog.
No, I wasn't. I told you why I cut my mic off. Anyway, that was shot in 65 millimeter.
Far and Away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I worked, I was a projectionist at the Terra Theater here in Atlanta. We had the Lowe's Terra, the Lowe's Grand. Well, the Lowe's Grand premiered Gone with the Wind, and the Lowe's 12 Oaks. Those theaters are here in Atlanta, and I worked at the Lowe's Terra, and I built a print up in 70 millimeter.
All right, so
Jamie Chapman, overrated, underrated?
Who?
That's a friend of ours, Jamie Chapman. Or just uneducated.
Al, I saw the Blair Witch Project at the Terra.
Oh my God, that was horrible.
Oh, it was totally horrible.
Yeah. I built that print up at the Terra.
I went to the Terra and I was
Yeah.
like, that totally overrated movie.
That totally sucked.
Right.
But
It sucked.
it was also shot on videotape.
But we have to say why it sucked. And I'm like, dude, if you go out into the woods and you get lost, you deserve to die. Just saying.
That's true. You know where you're going.
All right, so we were talking about TV. Let's talk about some of the more current shows on television. Have you seen Yellowstone with Kevin Costner?
I've heard good things about it.
I don't get Showtime.
It's actually it's not Showtime. It's Paramount Network.
I don't get that either.
So it's actually a pretty good show. They're in their second season and they've been renewed for the third. There's 4.
Kevin Costner, I know, is in it.
Mm-hmm. And there's 4 episodes left. Let's listen to a clip from it.
Hey! How you doing?
What do these rednecks want?
Well, wait, let me set it up first. Basically, he owns an incredible amount of property. It's called Yellowstone. It's out in the Midwest. And basically, this Hells Angels motorcycle group has, in this particular clip, has kind of pulled off to the side of the road and is cooking food and and it's on their property. There you go.
Hey! How you doing?
What do these rednecks want?
Listen. You can't be here. It's private property.
Well, this is National Park.
That's National Park. This is the Dutton Ranch.
Sign says Yellowstone. It's got a big Y on it.
The Y is for the Yellowstone Ranch.
You said Dutton Ranch.
It's the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. Listen, I need you to move. Cross the road. Or I'm gonna have to cite you for trespassing.
That badge says livestock agent.
That's right.
Oh. Cow police.
Look at this pink-haired hick mad dogging me. You got a problem? Called you a f***ing
So anyway, they get into a fight, and it actually gets quite good because these guys come back and basically Kevin Costner said,
Don't spoil anything.
We warned. Well, this was at last week's episode. We warned you not to come back, or you wouldn't leave. So he made them start digging holes for them to be buried in. So anyway, watch
Cool.
it. It's actually a good
On the
series.
Paramount Network.
Paramount Network. It's on Sunday nights, and it's on at 9 o'clock.
I can't watch that. I don't have Paramount.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I've never watched that.
And then there's a new show called Upload. Have y'all ever heard of that?
That I've not heard of.
There's probably a reason we haven't.
It's on Prime. It's on Prime, and it's actually
I get Prime now. What's it called?
It's called Upload. It's quite clever.
What's it about?
So if you listen to this clip from it.
His vitals are dropping. We're losing him. Do we really want to upload?
We could be together forever.
You're so amazing. But forever is just like so long.
Upload's that way, OR's the other way. What do you want to do?
3, 2, 1. Upload. Hello, Nathan. 10 fingers and toes?
I like the music.
Pretty seamless.
This is the first day of the rest of your afterlife.
You may find yourself living in a beautiful house.
Cool. I guess I better pull it because of that stupid David Byrne song. I like the song.
So what?
But basically, it's about if you're getting ready to buy the farm or whatever, you have
They download you into the
They
Matrix?
download you into like a Matrix type of thing, and you become a digital source into an afterlife world of anything you want. It's actually, you know, I don't want to say sacrilegious, but I'll just say that it's a different way of looking at the afterlife.
I think it's sacrilegious.
Well, but
It's not
if this is like a brand new show, can
It
we
is.
actually comment whether it's overrated or underrated at this point?
I think
This is brand
it's brand new, and it's in its first season, and I think it's probably underrated because I don't think that many people are watching. But I could be very
It
wrong
hasn't been
about
on
that.
long enough to be underrated.
Well, it's had like again, you can binge watch it. It's Prime, so you can watch all of the first season.
But not everybody has Prime.
I don't even
Everybody
know.
I know
I don't
has
even,
Prime,
I don't even
but-
know what Prime is.
Amazon Prime. It's just if you have Amazon Prime, if you pay it's $100 a year, you get their streaming service.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
So let's give him another $4 billion day.
Well,
That
think
son
about
of
it
a
is-
bitch that owns Amazon.
But Prime,
Bezos.
but Prime is really a good streaming service.
Yeah. All right, we're going to start running out of time, so I'm going to get with some more on my list here. All right, I have a show I liked. It was shot at Pinewood Studios, England, called Space 1999. I know he doesn't like it. Al doesn't like it. I don't give a shit. Listen to this theme.
We played this before on a previous show.
All right, so what you know? I
The
think
moon is blown out of Earth orbit,
Yeah.
allegedly, and there's a base on the moon. This was shot in 1973 to 1976, lasted 2 seasons, and it was syndicated.
Yeah.
And it was a huge hit. ITC Entertainment syndicated, who did The Muppet Show.
beautiful color prints of it because I
Yeah.
had one, and
Yes.
it was the color just bled off the.
And they brought back monsters, like from the Outer Limits days and the Munsters days. They attempted to bring back the monster craze in England.
Yeah.
And it was a cool show. Martin Landau starred in it. I won't go on and on.
Barbara
I
Bain.
love Barbara
Barbara
Bain. They were in Mission Impossible together, husband and wife team. But it's a really cool show with some interesting
So I
plots.
would guess it's underrated, but then again,
In my opinion,
yeah,
that's just my opinion.
Yeah, but
I would think like that both Space 1999 and the original Battlestar Galactica were a little. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're underrated now, but at the time, having those special effects on a weekly TV show was something that had not been done. And I think going back to when we referenced like Star Wars, that really opened up.
You're right.
To where people like wanted that imagery.
Well, Brian, the funny you mentioned that because Brian Johnson did the effects of Space 1999, was hired by Lucas to do Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi because John Dykstra, who did the effects in Star Wars, left to do Galactica, and it pissed off Lucas bad. And they went to court. 20th Century Fox sued Universal Studios.
Wow.
Over using, get this, laser effects from a laser gun. That was one of the grievances. Dude, that goes back to Buck Rogers,
Yeah, it
Lost in
does.
Space. You can't say that originated in Star Wars, a laser flash from a gun. So we got that, and one more underrated thing. You guys don't like wrestling, do you?
No.
Not particularly.
There was Extreme Championship Wrestling in the late 90s, and I loved it. And I have a clip here I took from videotape from 1998 of trash talking. Listen to this.
What are you doing? You think that 3 weeks give you guys time to train? Give you guys time to get ready for us? That 3 weeks just give us time to get ready for you. I've never been so confident in my life. You guys think I'm just gonna hand over this?
This
I worked
belt?
my ass off to get this. You guys bust my face open? I'm just gonna walk away, throw this down? I don't think so. You want what we got? You're gonna have to come and take it. I'm gonna kick your ass. And brother, you don't have my back. I'm gonna kick your ass too. You got that?
And now here goes another bit. Check out this. This was kind of uncensored, and they had blood, and they had like guitars with powder, so people get hit in the head with a guitar, and powder would go everywhere.
You say a word.
Now here comes a quick clip, and then we'll cut it, but of trash talking in the ring, and it's censored. But this is so funny. This guy, the Dudley Boys, was one of these like the bad guy wrestlers, and he's trashing Beulah, one of the wrestlers' wives. And here it comes. It's funny what he says in the ring after they attack these guys in the locker room. Hear him screaming?
I guess it's a visual thing.
Yeah.
And I love the
A lot of
screams.
TSC clips are visual things where if you can't see
What happened
it,
was they're in the locker room, they cut the lights, and they attacked him. Okay, here comes. Listen.
Dreamer's broken hole.
Here it is. But Dreamer.
Dreamer, I got news for you. Your
Are you impressed?
Shut up!
smells a lot better now. Because every time you kiss Beulah, your breath smelled like the
Okay.
Of every wrestler in the dressing room. Anyway,
Well, of course, it's all scripted.
Extreme
It's
Championship
all
Wrestling.
scripted.
Yeah, it's theater. It's that. I didn't mean to yell at you, Al, but you're about to kill like the best line in the thing.
But
your breath smells like the
was that
blank
line?
of all of the men in the dressing room.
Well, the funny thing is, even
I think
when
that clip overrated.
even when
Overrated.
we worked at Turner, you remember them lining up outside?
They
to come
recorded every
inside?
Tuesday. I remember.
Yeah. And we had a cart machine, which was like an 8-track tape, and it just a ring sound effects with the crowd.
I have to tell you, Gordon Soley was one of the nicest people.
Oh yeah, they
Gordon
were
Soley was a
all
great
nice.
guy, yeah.
All the wrestlers.
World
were
Championship
nice.
Wrestling's Gordon Soley.
Now get this.
Yeah.
I mean, they taped on Tuesday, and then right across from Control C was a bathroom. You
Yeah, I know. I remember. Yeah.
Control C.
Yeah.
Plus, it had a shower in there.
Yes, it
had
sure
several
did.
shower stalls
Yeah.
in there. I went in there one day to take a
Yeah.
leak.
Take a what?
A what?
Okay.
Anyway, and I went in there, and they had just finished taping, and all these guys are in there taking
Yeah.
a shower.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of like.
Okay.
'cause I need to
And not
see-
only-
Where are we going with this?
Well,
Al?
I think where he's going with it didn't smell very good in there.
no,
and they really should have blocked the bathroom.
I really
off.
should have gone downstairs.
Yes,
to the
you should
bathroom.
have. Yeah, you should have.
But
Yeah,
it
you
was,
should.
the film department was right down
underneath it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, no, it was not
Right
originally.
underneath the stairs.
The first film department on Techwood was across from from Control C. Well, we had the production studio, and then it was down anyway. Then we moved downstairs. Anyway.
Well, we need to wrap it up
And a contest announcement too.
Well, I want to say that we keep losing these amazing actors of days gone by, and one of them we just literally lost the other day
Wilford Brimley.
was Wilford Brimley.
I loved him in Cocoon.
Yeah, he was great in so many movies. He was a great character actor.
He was.
Let's listen very quickly while we still got a few minutes to a clip of film on Late Night.
I'll tell you why. One of the reasons why I wanted to invite you on the show, apart from the body.
I'm curious.
Well, here's the thing. My wife and I were in the supermarket a little while ago, and we were near the produce section. And my wife said, "That's Wilford Brimley over there." I said, "No, it can't be." So she took a photograph on her phone.
Who was the host?
And we had it checked
Craig
out,
Ferguson.
and it doesn't seem to have been you.
Love him.
Where was the market?
It was in Hollywood.
Was not me.
So you don't enjoy produce then?
Well, I like produce, but I don't like Hollywood.
So, that was a Late Show with Craig Ferguson.
Ferguson was a great host. He should have gotten the CBS Late Night after.
Yeah, sure.
Stephen Colbert sucks.
Yeah, he does. But anyway.
A couple more overrated things. Starbucks coffee. It's bitter. It's overpriced. I don't like it. Funko toys. Hate them. They don't look anything like the people they're supposed to be. They're ugly. They're stupid. Now, these guys are getting rich. More power to them. This is America, right?
Well, there's a Funko toy right there. Looks like Obama. That's Obama right there.
They're just like big
It doesn't even look like Obama.
Well, what irritated me
it does.
is when you go to the dealer's room at Dragon Con, you used to have comic books and interesting things. It's all Funko toys now. That's all you see in the dealer's room at Dragon Con.
You're talking about Funko Pop.
Yes, I hate them.
Okay.
I think they're ugly.
Well, that's not Funko. That's Spumco.
Okay. Well, Funko, they make them of all sorts of types, like a Conan O'Brien one.
Yep.
And
No,
I just don't like it.
the latest one I just got, which is right there on the bottom. I think it's the bottom shelf. It's Andre the Giant, and Susan gave it to me. Yeah, and it's pretty big. He's pretty big.
Another underrated show, Beverly Hills 90210. At least the first season was great. Great writing by Darren Star, taking on real serious issues like parents hooked on cocaine.
Overrated, in my opinion.
You've never watched it, have you?
I watched a few of them. I wouldn't say that.
I've seen almost all of them, and I think it's a little underrated. At least the early episodes.
Well,
I thought the acting was great. Shannon Doherty was a great little actor.
You've seen all the Fall Guys, and I think that's
underrated. Underrated for the action.
That's
Look,
mediocre.
It's not Shakespeare.
It's mediocre.
You haven't seen it. Again, you're ignorant.
No, I'm
You've not seen. You are ignorant. You comment on things you've never seen.
The Fall Guy I'm talking about.
You've not seen all 110 episodes.
I've seen enough of them. You brought them over to
and
the
there's
house.
some that you said you liked. By the way, I got a little.
And don't call me ignorant, you fool.
I'm not saying you're ignorant overall. I'm saying about some things you haven't seen. That's ignorance by definition.
And then, of course, there's Adam Sandler. There's Nicolas Cage. There's all these actors that have made all this
Nicolas
money.
Cage is a pretty good actor.
Yeah, but now he's kind of not considered, that way. Sadly, Johnny Depp is considered washed up now.
I kind of say like Nicolas Cage. He's one of those actors. He's been in so many films that some are really good.
Yeah,
Some the role fits him or whatever. He embraced the role, and it does really well. But he's done so many movies that a lot of them are like really mediocre.
Edward Scissorhands is overrated in my opinion.
Yeah, that's Johnny Depp. But I mean,
Johnny Depp. That's right.
The Lone Ranger that Johnny Depp in was very mediocre.
But I still didn't. Did you think it was that bad of a movie though? I still enjoyed it.
I love the Lone Ranger though.
Yeah.
I was excited to see that. His take on the Tonto character was interesting. But like I said, like talking about like Nicolas Cage, it's like when you do such a huge body of work, you're gonna have some brilliant movies, and you're gonna have some that's just like paying for your house.
That's exactly
Danny.
why he did so many of those crappy movies.
Right.
Hard question for Danny.
Oh no.
Georgia Bulldogs, underrated or overrated, or no comment?
No, I can totally comment. I came to Athens, and being in Athens, everybody loved UGA football. And season after season, I was like really unimpressed. They never won in the clutch, and I was like, "This is overrated." Since Kirby Smart's come on, they were doing really well, and I wish them the best success. So maybe now Georgia Bulldogs.
And they are the
underrated.
home team for most people, just like the
totally.
Braves. And I'm very irritated with the Braves getting rid of the tomahawk chop. They caved to one person's complaint on the opposing team.
Fans are still going to do it.
Yeah.
They're still going to do it.
No,
they deserve to have a crippled
when
revenue
they have fans,
season.
when they have
this
fans
season.
in the stadium again, not
That's
cardboard
right.
cutouts.
That's right. Okay, we have a contest to announce. Right. And there's a big movie coming up called Wonder Woman 1984. It's supposed to be released July 4th weekend. It's been pushed to October because of COVID-19. And we have some music. I want to announce the giveaway. Giving away season 1, 2, 3, every episode ever made of Wonder Woman on DVD. We're going to hold it up for the camera. Has great artwork in it, and every single uncut episode of Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. Get them now. We're going to have a question. Get them now so you can watch them and get ready for the new movie, which I think is going to be spectacular, set in the year 1984. Because she's Amazonian, immortal, she doesn't age. Her character doesn't age. So she was in World War II in the first movie, and now she's going to be in the 80s, and the trailer looks really good. So I'm excited about it.
You think it's going to be released on home video or theater?
No, in theaters.
That's-
It's
I
gonna be in
hope, but
theaters.
we don't know. What do you think, Al?
Well, they'll be in theaters. I actually saw. I'm Facebook friends with a group called Cinema Tour, and they actually got posters out in theaters now.
Oh,
coming, so-
really? Well, I hope
It'll
so.
be in
So
theaters.
these are the actual DVD sets that'll be yours. They're still in plastic. They're not sealed, but they're in plastic. I bought them brand new.
Hey now.
And to be honest with you, I upgraded to Blu-ray, so I'm going to give away my
And they're still
DVDs.
sealed.
No,
Now-
well, they're in plastic, but they're
Oh,
not
okay.
sealed.
Oh,
I
I'm
cut
sorry.
around them. I just said that.
Okay, there you go. Danny kind of gave it away when that one slid out.
Now, guys,
Oh,
who,
no.
Ford or Chevy?
What now?
Ford or Chevy?
Chevy.
Okay, Ford or Chevy? Any preference?
I have no preference.
All right, that's all I'll say.
Volkswagen.
I think Audis are overrated, and I drive an Audi. It's because it's trends. Like in the 90s, everyone had to have a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now everyone in Atlanta is driving an Audi, and I drive one because I had one before that got wrecked. But I think Audis are overrated, even though they're very high-performance vehicles, part of the Porsche family. But,
Didn't you used to drive a
He
Honda?
just had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't have to be totally overrated.
I drive a
You just drive a
Volkswagen
Nissan.
Beetle.
And you do, and you had one before this.
I've always had Volkswagen.
Yeah, well, I have two. My father rebuilt them, but I had the old Volkswagens.
I drive a Ford Ranger that I got for $1.
Good for you. I'm a Ford guy. I like Ford over Chevy.
And I've been driving it for 11
You
years.
know, I've had 2 Ford Ranger trucks, and they've been the best trucks I've ever owned. I mean, as long as you take care of them,
yes,
they'll run forever.
To this point, other than oil changes and tires, I've only put $600 in that truck in 11 years. And I don't know how many miles are on it, because when I bought it for $1, the odometer over 150,000 miles had broken, and so
you don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I know. 10, 11 years ago, it had over 150,000 miles on it.
I mean, they're great trucks.
And I put $600 in it that time.
And you're driving from Athens, so it's not exactly down the street. It's not exactly down the street. About 30-some miles away.
Queen of England, overrated? I say overrated.
The whole royal family.
Time for her to pass away. I mean,
what did you say?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Repeat that.
This is a time for her to pass away.
Said nothing.
It's time for her to go. And then Space Giants. I know I'm the only one in the room that will say underrated, just because it's my childhood attachment to it. And I put the first episode on our Facebook page, Nostalgic PodBlast.
It was overrated. Overrated.
Overrated.
I don't think it was rated at all. I mean,
it wasn't rated at all. Exactly. It hasn't been seen since 1981.
Wait. Let me
it's
fess
lost.
up.
The English tracks are lost.
Well, let me fess up. I never saw it.
I know. It's.
With
I figured you'd like it because you like monsters and they had cool monsters in it.
We had the film prints at 17.
With Rodak.
Well,
there you go. He had them all.
Yeah, we had them all.
The Lugo Men, Rodak, Gam's Whistle.
Yeah.
Methuselah.
Yeah.
Goldar.
You know all about it. Yeah.
See, listen to Danny. He knows them all.
We first referenced it in PodBlast 12, our Christmas special.
Yeah.
And we played a clip of Rodak's threat on Christmas Day.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And we've
that.
mentioned it, and he created Corona 19 Rodak did in another show. Anyway, I know Tom has to go to work at the Weather Channel tonight. We got big storms coming this way, unfortunately, or actually in Florida's way, and Virginia, maybe to your stomping ground, your former stomping ground.
Town of Wilmington, yeah.
And I'll do my quick Sharon Osbourne impression. Oh, my Lord. Sharon Osbourne. Okay, never mind. She's on the talk.
Impression,
Ozzy's wife.
Overrated.
Yeah. Overrated?
I think Chance Bartels is overrated.
She always says, oh, my Lord.
No, I think Chance is underrated.
And on that note,
this is for Al as we sign off. Well, if you pop me up, I got something. This is dedicated to Al.
Is this going to be rude?
No.
What?
Never.
We hope.
Ready? This is for Al.
I think I smell a Fall Guy thing.
I smell a red print of Fall Guy.
All my prints
You
have good
smell
color.
a red print?
No, they don't. You brought prints over there that are red.
He is so out of touch.
I've seen some good ones. I've seen some.
Look, all you do is go to the Fall Guy group. I've been putting them on live. I do of my film prints, and the color's great.
No, I take that back. I did like I did like the one that had
Pat Buttram.
Well, the Western one.
Yeah, Roy Rogers.
There were two. One was called Happy Trails, and one was called King of the Cowboys.
And you have both of them.
I have every episode, 110.
Well, I mean, I did like those.
I hope your domicile never floods.
Thank you. And how about underrated? I can't believe you didn't mention it. 12 O'Clock High, the TV show.
Great show. It is underrated. But,
where was your head at, dude?
But it's a huge topic. We could do 15.
He's discussed it before.
We could do 15.
Well, we just but 12 O'Clock High was. I mean, back when it came on, it was very popular. So it was kind of like
as we roll. Underrated comedian Jim Gossett, our friend, newsmakerline.com. He should be a headliner on national shows. And then Brian Regan, another comedian I like. So those are my two underrated comedians. Jim Gossett, newsmakerline.com, friend of the show.
Say goodbye.
And he's performing live at Houck's Grill in August.
Danny,
yes, sir.
Thank you so much for being here and for providing us the wonderful food.
From Fully Loaded Pizza.
In Athens.
In Athens.
It was yummy.
And chicken wings.
Great.
2 pizzas and chicken wings. Lemon pepper, chili, all those sauces.
Y'all give them a shot because they're worth the drive, believe me. I wouldn't say that about anybody's pizza.
Are we going to be back next week, guys? Are we back next week at Al's place?
As far as I know, we are, and we will see you guys then, okay?
See you.